Okay, so today we're going to learn about hypothermia, what it is, how to prevent it, and if it happens, how to treat it. So, hypothermia. Have you ever heard of hypothermia?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so do you have any idea what it is?
It's when you're really cold.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's when your core body temperature, this is your core, so if this was you, when this part gets really, really cold. So basically hypothermia is about cold. It can happen from being in cold water or a cold place for a long time. And it can even happen on a hot day whenever the water is cold. So it can happen early in the season, like in the spring, or late in the season, in the fall when the water's cold. Or if you're on a really big body of water, like a big lake, if it's deep, it can be colder than a shallow lake. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the signs and symptoms of hypothermia. How do you tell when someone has hypothermia? So, the first thing could be shivering or feeling cold. Yeah, so you usually see people shivering when they're a little bit cold, right?
Yeah.
So that's
clattering their teeth.
Yeah, so they'll be kind of shaking all around, and that also means that they might have lost some coordination in their muscles, which is another symptom. So loss of coordination in your muscles means that when you're really cold you can't really control them, and it's a little bit hard for hypothermia victims to do stuff with their hands. They could be kind of confused about what's going on in the later stages. And they also, in the later stages, might be acting kind of tired and sleepy and just generally, they could be going towards loss of consciousness, but that's a really extreme case. So how to recognize a hypothermia victim? They're shivering, acting cold. They have loss of coordination in their muscles, which causes them to shiver a little bit. They could be a bit confused, tired, and then another one could be blue lips or blue skin. Alright, so can anyone rename things? Ways you can tell if someone is suffering from hypothermia?
Blue lips, shivering,
Yeah.
confusion,
Yeah.
lost coordination,
Yeah.
and
Feeling
tired.
Tired, yeah, that's it. Perfect. To prevent it, you want to wear warm clothing, definitely.
Waterproof if you're in the water.
Yeah, you want to wear waterproof clothing, or if it's raining out, a raincoat could help you. So you want to protect yourself, and you also, it's important to check the weather. So if it's going to be really cold out or really stormy, you don't want to go sailing. So you want to wear warm clothing. And check the weather. What's an example of warm clothing, do you think?
Sweater. Sweatpants. A hat.
Yeah, and if you have warm, kind of waterproof clothing, it works even better. So,
Like a gill jacket.
exactly. So this jacket, because it's kind of waterproof and it's going to keep you warm, or maybe even a wetsuit, like these pants, they'll keep you really warm. And protecting your feet is a good idea too, with boots. And then you can also have a hat, that'll keep you pretty warm. Keeping your head warm is important, or gloves. Now, if you get it, the ways you can, if you find yourself in a situation where you think you're going to get hypothermia, if you're in the water, another way to prevent it is to go into the help position, which is you're basically in the water and you're like this. Why do you think that can help you? Anybody know?
Keeps your core warm.
Exactly. You want to conserve all your body heat together and that'll help you. And if you're in the water with a bunch of people, you can all make a big huddle together, and that will help conserve your heat if you're in the water. And also a life jacket will help to keep your heat in with you. All right, now, if you find that you have it, or if you find someone who has it, ways to treat it are, well, get them warm, obviously. So you can take off their wet clothes and replace it with a warm blanket or warm clothes. Or you can try and share your body heat with them. What else do you think helps? How would you get yourself warm if you were cold?
Drink hot beverages.
Yeah, so hot, or would you drink something really hot, do you think?
No.
No. So you want to drink something called lukewarm. So it's between hot and cold. And the reason why you don't want to drink something really hot right away is because it might shock your system, because you're really, really cold, and then if you put something really hot and something really cold, it'll just be too much of a difference and it'll shock you. All right, yeah, so you want lukewarm beverage, or if you can, try giving them a lukewarm bath. And the key word, to heat them up gradually. So, lukewarm water. Or if you can give them hot chocolate, that works too, because then the hot chocolate will give them energy. So you want to heat them up gradually.
So funny.
All right, and if their head isn't covered, you can give them a hat or cover their head with a blanket. Now, if you've found a hypothermia victim, you want to warm them up gradually with lukewarm water. So, just to figure out what lukewarm water really is, I have 3 glasses of water here. And this one is really, really hot water. Okay. This one is kind of medium temperature water. And this one is a nice, refreshing, cold glass of water. So I want you to come up and feel them and tell me which one you would give a hypothermia victim. You want to start?
Sure. I think I would feed them the second one.
Yeah.
The middle one.
That's correct. So you can think of this kind of like Goldilocks. So Goldilocks and the 3 bears. So there's 3 options. This one is too cold. This one is too hot. The third one is just right. So the medium is just right. So you don't want to refresh them and you don't want to shock them with hot water. You want to get right in between.
Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now we've learned about what is hypothermia, when your core body temperature goes way down. We've learned ways that you can prevent it, like layering up, wearing the appropriate clothing, checking the weather, and we've learned about, once you've found a victim or once you are a victim, how to treat it, which is gradually warm them up with lukewarm water, take off their wet clothing, and apply dry clothing. So those are among some of the ways you can treat it. So I'm going to have one of you be the victim, a hypothermia victim, and then the 2 of you are going to come in and be superheroes and save the day and save the hypothermia victim and show me that you know how to treat hypothermia. Okay? So, who wants to be the victim?
I do.
Okay, and you 2 are superheroes. So, since you're superheroes, you're gonna wear capes. Okay, so, pick cape. Oh no, I found a hypothermia victim. I need some superheroes to save the day. Guys, come on in. I found someone and she looks like she has hypothermia.
Oh no! What? Are you okay? Her lips are blue.
She's shivering. She has lost some coordination.
Here, take my hat.
Alright, you have to go get a blanket and to keep her warm. And lukewarm water. We need lukewarm water. Okay. Found a blanket.
I'll get the water.
Alright. Okay, we're gonna keep you warm.
Not too hot, not too cold. Just lukewarm, perfect.
Excuse me, I'm gonna wrap this around.
Just like, pretend you're Goldilocks. It's perfect. Take it.
And get into the semi-prone position.
Put your knees to your chest so all of your feet is, together.
There we go. We saved the day, yet again.
We should huddle her.
Yeah. Stay warm.
Now that we've learned what hypothermia really is, how you can see if someone has hypothermia, signs and symptoms, and how to treat it if someone has it. Okay, we're just going to review it a bit. So, can anyone tell me do you know what exactly hypothermia is?
So when someone gets really cold and their body temperature gets really low.
Exactly. So their core body temperature lowers. Can you tell me how can you see if someone has hypothermia? What are the symptoms or signs?
Their lips or skin could be blue.
Yeah.
Just shivering.
Yeah.
Right.
Blue lips, shivering. What else?
Loss of coordination.
Tired, loss of coordination,
And
they could be a little bit confused. Confusion.
right.
And then in the very extreme cases, they might lose consciousness, at which point you might want to call 911. You should call 911 if it goes that way. Okay, now, how do you prevent hypothermia? How to avoid it?
Lukewarm water.
Yeah? No.
Dress warmly.
No, silly.
That is how to treat it.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, so
Dress
how do you...
warmly.
Lots of layers.
Yeah, dress warmly, lots of layers.
Check the weather.
Check the weather, so if
Just
it's...
for success.
Yeah, so if it's really cold out, you don't want to go sailing if it's going to be really windy, so just don't go in any conditions that don't seem safe. So dress for success, dress warmly, check the weather. Yeah, dressing warmly could be a hat, a jacket, anything else?
Pants.
Gloves.
Pants,
like
gloves,
wetsuit.
Boots.
boots. Yeah, exactly. All the stuff we looked at earlier. Now, if you fall in the water, and you think you're gonna get cold,
Semi-prone.
Position.
the huddle position.
The huddle position.
Yeah, and if you're in a group of people, huddle together. And if you can, get out of the water. Get out of the water as soon as you can. Don't hang around in the water for fun. Because even on a warm day, the water could be cold. Or even in warmish water, like comfortable water, if you stay in there for a while, it will take your body heat away from you. Okay, so when someone has hypothermia, what are ways to treat it?
Lukewarm water.
Yep, give them lukewarm water, or if you can, put them in a bath of lukewarm water.
Blanket.
Yeah, wrap them in a blanket, and before you wrap them up, what is something you should do to them?
Semi-prone.
Yep.
Get them in this position. Take off their
That's
cold
the-
Yeah,
clothes.
exactly. Take off their wet clothes.
Like this.
Oh crap.
Take off their wet clothes, and then put them in a blanket or put them in warm clothes. Yep.
What's that position called then when you're like this?
Just keeps your core body temperature all focused here, and then it'll keep it there for longer. I think you guys got it all.